Who likes Borat?
Oh, I fucking love Borat.
I knew I was talking to the right crowd. Oh, you did?
Very nice.
I don't think I've seen it
Cinque.
in a long time. I don't remember.
Best quote. Best quote.
Very nice.
Very nice.
I was telling Bart this, but it was when he was, because obviously you have the normal quotes, but then he was trying to marry Pamela Anderson, and then he was like, "Oh, will you marry me?" And she goes, "No." He goes, "Agreement not necessary." He still puts a bag over it. That's what I was like. I was like, this is so fucked up, but so funny that I was literally like screaming in my room.
Damn.
My favorite quote from him is like, her vagine is like sleeve of wizard.
And he was like, yeah, my wife, she used to be tight, and then when she got older at the age of 14, it started to hang. So he was like 10 years later when she was 14. I was like, oh fuck. I
know, dude.
Was it from
So
the movie
stupid.
or the Ali G show where he was like showing like pictures of like this girl on him? Like it was like straddling him in the reverse cowgirl, and then he was like, "This is my sister."
Probably the show.
That's from the show.
Yeah, I was in the movie.
Is it from the movie where he goes, "This is my sister, number 4 prostitute"?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the movie.
And then they're like in a village, like some country in Eastern Europe and shit.
Yeah.
Kazakhstan.
Oh man. Okay, so not Borat. I was like, Borat is making a reappearance. That would be fucking dope if he actually came back as Borat. But Sacha is coming back.
What?
He has made an appearance at a far right-wing march.
Do you remember This Is America? That was
Yeah, that was fucking genius.
On Showtime. I love that.
Speculation is that he's gearing up for season 2. Season 2. And it's a long video, so I kind of cut it up. But here's a little snippet of what he's working on.
dude. He's one of my favorite fucking people. Can you
Bam.
brighten it?
Yeah, brighten it. How to do this. All right, here we go. Listen to the
In overalls?
He's singing a bluegrass song, and the lyrics are very, very profound.
Okay.
I'm gonna say what we do, and you're gonna say inject him with the weapons. So you ready?
What?
Here we go. Obama, what we're gonna do? Inject him with the weapons.
Obama, we're gonna inject him with the Wuhan flu.
Come on. Hillary Clinton, what we're gonna do? Now we're gonna rock like we used to do.
Hillary Clinton, what you gonna do? We're gonna put her in jail like we used to do.
Dr. Fauci, what we're gonna do? Inject him with the weapons.
People singing.
WHO, what are we gonna do? We're gonna chop him up like Saudi used to do.
We're gonna inject them with the Wuhan flu or chop them up like the Saudis do. Okay, let's hear it. Who wants to inject them with the Wuhan flu? Who wants to chop them up like the Saudis do?
They want to chop him up like the Saudis
That's
do.
what we gotta do. Inject them with the Wuhan flu.
Oh no!
That's so bad.
That's so bad.
Like in World War II.
How does he keep a straight face?
So this last one was China. We're gonna nuke him like World War II.
What we're gonna do, you can say, nuke 'em up like in World War II. Chinese people, what we're gonna do? Nuke 'em up like in World War II.
So genius
What
because
we're gonna do?
obviously it was Japan that got nuked, not China.
He's getting it
but
wrong.
on purpose. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why he's so genius because he knows like the stereotype of these ignorant folks.
Wait,
They can't tell the
They can't tell the difference.
But he didn't say that. He said, oh, are you saying, okay, I get you.
Yeah. So he says,
them like
Chinese
World War
people, what we're gonna do, we're gonna nuke them like it's World War II, right? This is the fucking genius behind his comedy, is because he's doing a reverse where this is how he knows that, like,
They're just like, all Asians are Chinese.
all Asians are Chinese, all Asians are the same, right? So they don't even know the difference that it was Japan that got nuked.
That's true.
And China was on the side of America during World War II. So then, because of that fucking, he knows the history and everything, right? He plays into it and he fucking shows how ignorant they are. And I'm like,
They're singing along.
I know, it's so genius,
They're
dude.
cheering and stuff. I'm like,
The funny
oh,
part of
shit.
it was like, because it starts off easier and lighter, And then like as it goes, like the stuff that he's saying gets worse and worse.
Yeah, they get more excited.
But it's like
attacking
the
Obama and
audience
Hillary
is going like
Clinton.
this because they're like at first they're like, and then you see people start singing, so more people start singing along, and then he says something. Then I think you could tell like then it goes to half the people singing along because then there's other half that are like, okay, this might be a little too much. And they're like, I'm not this racist, but like. I was like, that's.
I was cool with like the borderline line racist, but now it's just crazy.
Yeah, you're talking about chopping up people. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, so he there's more to it. He does liberals. He like shouts out like everything that is leftist. He's like throwing into the song and trying to get right-wing people to basically chant, we want to chop everyone up, or we want to inject them with the Wuhan flu. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts, and then people are falling for it. Like they're doing it, and then so the story is he got on stage, and with them came a lot of security guys. And so whenever people realized he was singing some bullshit like that, a lot of the event organizers were trying to like get on stage to pull him off, pull the plug. But his security guys stopped the event people from even doing anything. So he ran, like this video clip was 8 minutes.
Damn.
So he was up on stage for 8 fucking minutes just ranting and chanting this bullshit.
It's funny
Fucking
because
legendary.
I saw
Fucking
like behind the scenes videos where other people were posting where there was like the event corner is filming it, being like they're trying to shut it down because they knew what was going on. They're maybe smarter.
Yeah.
But then there was other people being interviewed in the crowd, and they were like, "This is dope."
Yeah.
They liked it. No!
I mean, even in the lyrics, he gave them 2 options, and they cheered louder for their more intense option. Chop them up,
Yeah. But yeah, so then afterwards, once the event security was able to pass Sacha's security, they jumped off stage and they ran to an ambulance that was already set there, parked there, and that was their getaway vehicle.
Ambulance.
Ambulance, yeah.
That's
They jumped in
smart.
an ambulance.
How
and
do
they-
you get away
Genius.
though? Like you're Sacha. Like you don't get away.
What do you mean?
Like he ran off, right? But like you don't really get away because
Well,
you're
people notice
famous
you.
and they know it's
security
you.
guy.
No matter what, it's like he's gonna release the video.
Right.
It's like at that point people didn't know it was him, and that's all that matters.
I think all he cares about is not being physically apprehended.
I see.
Then he can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, and then he's made another
The
appearance.
costume that he had on is fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
he's got like a big nose and like all the facial hair and stuff. Like I think no one could really recognize him in the moment, but then you kind of like you gotta think back like
Yeah.
who the fuck was
That
that?
fool looks like he plays the bottle like in his hill home and shit, like who, and he has a fucking dog that just chills next to him and shit.
So all the videos that were going viral were people posted, I guess, but then other people took them and were like, "Hey, is this Sacha Baron Cohen?" And everyone was like, "I think it is." So it wasn't like they put it out and people knew. It was like people
They
that
were
were
just
recording
like-
in the audience that they
Can you
put it
believe
out.
this guy?
Yeah, and then
They thought he was real at first.
They thought he was real,
and then the
and then-
conspiracies came in. They're
and then
like,
the
"That's
left got
Sacha."
it, and or like just the regular media and was like, "This is fucking funny."
Oh, so the people in the audience didn't know it was him?
Nobody did.
I don't think.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have let him go on.
So no one watch. Oh shit! They don't watch Borat or know what he does.
Well, even if they did, I feel like
even
it's a costume.
makeup, yeah. And then I think in the moment of it, like
Yeah, you're not thinking
you're
that.
not thinking
Yeah,
that.
like-
You never think that's gonna happen to you either.
That's true. It's, especially if you're like in like Indiana and you're like at a state fair. It's like some small little thing or whatever. I don't know.
You're in your own bubble. You
Yeah.
don't think
Especially for like a right wing event, you're like, no one's gonna try to fuck with us.
yeah.
And then how many times have you seen an actual celebrity know anything on and you're like, wait, is it? And they're not even wearing any type of
That's
disguise.
true. I don't even believe that the celebrity I'm looking at is the
Yeah.
celebrity I think it is.
You're like, nah, it looks similar. It's a doppelganger.
Yeah, that's true. So he's made another appearance in New York too. He somehow got an interview with Giuliani. And that didn't go according to plan because then he came into the interview. The way Giuliani was explaining it was he was actually sat in front of a lady interviewer. And they were just going through some like I quote softball questions, and out of nowhere Sacha comes in wearing like a pink bikini thing, and then that's when Giuliani got up and he kind of just canceled the interview and called the police and stuff.
Oh man.
But then Giuliani, I think he was a pretty good like sport about it because he was like, aha, I didn't get got by Sacha Baron
that's
Cohen.
that's
So he was kind of like
But it's
proud
like,
of himself.
okay,
I think he actually had an encounter with Giuliani in the past.
Did he?
I think so.
The previous season of
I don't know if it's the same. It might even be the Ali G show. Yeah. So.
Oh, that far back?
Yeah.
but it's like,
I mean, he was like the mayor.
what was he doing that he would have got him if he came out in like a pink suit or?
Yeah, if he got, then he's stupid.
Yeah, he's stupid. So it's like maybe that was the whole point of it.
He just wanted to be like, ah, I'm here, bitch.
Yeah. Maybe add it to the comment.
The way he got Rumsfeld though, that shit was fucking crazy.
Really good.
He got him to sign his waterboarding kit.
What was the one that he got him in the hotel room for gay sex?
I don't know. I like the guy where he was able to get him to take off his pants and stuff, and he was chasing around with his butt. Like, wasn't that?
Oh, the governor or something?
Yeah.
That was so good.
That's so good. But yeah,
He had a strap on.
that's what it was.
He was trying to chase him. Cause he's like, I am a homosexual and I will come and I will have sex with you. You have to defend yourself. And he would chase him with a dildo.
Because he knows they're so afraid of like the homosexuality.
Yeah.
That's all they have to.
So the guys, he would teach him self-defense, and then the guys would have to bite his wiener off. So they had to put their mouth on the dildo and bite it off.
He's so smart with how he does everything.
That's true. Dude. But yeah, so like, I don't know. I love Sacha Baron Cohen. I love Borat. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know if this kind of material needs to be done at this point and with the climate that the world is in either. So like, if part of me,
Are you like, because it's divisive? More divisive?
it's very divisive. Yeah, it's very divisive. And then it's okay. This is like kind of like my logic on it. It's like if you know you have a relationship with someone, whether it's your girlfriend, wife, your best friend, and like your relationship with that person isn't good, and there's like distrust, and I use the word distrust because there's distrust with the government, there's distrust from both sides of the political spectrum and whatnot. You can't just start joking with that person, you know? You can't, like, if my wife doesn't trust me, I can't just start joking with her and be like, all things are good, and like, let's joke about some hard concepts here, you know? And it doesn't work that way. But if the relationship is good, right, then it's like, cool, I understand where you're coming from, let's have some jokes. But I think where the country is at right now, I don't think we're in a place to, I don't know, do this. But at the same time, I love fucking Sacha Baron Cohen, so I don't know.
What I do like about his comedy though, you're right, like they're not in a good place, but sometimes I think they're also. So I think when you're talking about like, let's say you and Tiff, or like you're trying to like trying to get common ground or something, right?
Yeah.
That means both people are willing to work.
True.
Right? So they're willing to work. I'm being vulnerable. I put my ego down. You put your ego down.
Yeah.
What I like about him is he's choosing people that are stubborn and they're not even willing to work.
Yeah.
So he goes, I'm gonna find the irony in your stubbornness.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you want to chop people up too? Do you want to give people the Wuhan flu? You know, he's like, because I think what he does is if he's able to point out the ironies in your stubbornness, then they can get to the phase where, you know what, I was thinking kind of stupid. Let's start working some shit out.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Because I would be, because it's obviously we're more just like, well, whatever side you're on, but they typically, we find it funnier if they do it on the right, you know? For me, I would find it funny anyway.
I find it funny anywhere.
If it's done
it's
properly.
clever.
Yeah. If it's done clever, but also the context, because say at one of those like marches or rallies, they're not like discussing stuff properly.
No,
People are
they're just
emotional.
being-
They're just loud, being aggressive.
They're being their echo chamber.
And if you did that on the left, usually they're more like emotional. They're more like talking about actual issues. And if someone came and started trolling that, it would be out of place to be doing that somewhere. But if we were like just going crazy, just having a party and someone was trolling, and they did it properly, that'd be funny too. I'm not gonna say something's not funny just because it's going against the issues that I'm for.
Right.
So this was fucking. I feel like on any side it would have happened, but
I feel like he makes fun of super liberals too. Like he had a character on This Is America that was a NPR radio non-binary guy that lived in a yurt and like, I don't know, it was. So I think what he does is he exposes ignorance and intolerance.
He goes on both sides of the spectrum and says, who's the most radical on either side of the teams, and
and he even gets like corrupt politicians and makes a fucking fool out of them and all that shit, and I love it.
if you're gonna laugh at this, you're gonna have to take it if it happens to you.
True. That's very true.
I mean, like, I don't follow him at all. But like, what I like about like the things I've seen, it's like it's not so much as like I'm making fun of you. It's like I'm gonna have you make fun of yourself.
Yep.
Oh, right. That's the main thing. Yeah.
True.